Hi everyone, we're Grocery Gamers, and we're going to be talking about our game today. We'll discuss the problem that we hope to address, how it's evolved, and the solution that we've created. After that, we'll discuss what parts of our solution worked, what parts didn't work, and how we use user testing to improve our work. The problem that we're tasked with for this project was to provide a way for people to have fun during the winter months. Winter in general can be a difficult time to find ways to have fun due to the cold and snow outside, and the pandemic has added another layer of difficulty. Thus, our game Grocery Gamers was born. We realized that this pandemic has upturned a lot of normal activities in our lives, one of them being grocery shopping. With the need to wear masks, distancing from other customers, amongst other regulations, we wanted to gamify what was once considered a normal errand. This is why we wanted to develop a simple game that can bring humor and fun right to players' screens this winter. From the storyboards we created, we were able to gain a strong idea of how we wanted to implement our game and, more importantly, get early feedback from possible users. We were able to implement almost everything we had outlined within our storyboards in our game. We did scrap a few items from our storyboards and also made improvements to features based on storyboard feedback. For example, we got rid of the player pushing around a cart so that the movement of the player could be smooth and the layout of the store could be more evenly and realistically spaced. Another scrap that we made was that we did not have a bubble appear around sick customers in the store when the player got close to them. We originally thought that this would improve visual feedback for users. However, a few of our storyboard feedback respondents said that all the screen items made the display overwhelming, so we wanted to cut down on display items. A new feature that we made was, in addition to Dr. Fauci popping up and throwing medicine power-ups, we also have him throwing a rare vaccine that can give temporary immunity to the player. We thought of this as a few storyboard feedback respondents mentioned that they wanted a game to have more special features.
Now I'll give a brief demonstration of our game in action. Starting off, we have a splash screen, which gives some backstory for the game itself. And we have a skip intro button if you're already familiar with the game instructions. Otherwise, you can click next to go to the next page. Here you can hear the background music starting to play, and we're also presented with the arrow keys to navigate for controls and the space bar to collect the grocery items that you want to pick up. Now to earn points, you need to look at your shopping list and find these items around the store and pick them up with the space bar as previously mentioned. When you've collected all the items you want, you can go to the checkout counter and those points will be added to your score. For power-ups, we have medicine, which allows you to recover health, and vaccines, which give you temporary immunity from the obstacles in our map. And additionally, because COVID-19 is a very serious disease, we presented some CDC guidelines that we hope people will follow to help keep everyone safe. So as you can see, when we start the game, our player starts here in the upper right corner, and some obstacles have already started spawning. As you can hear, when a customer spawns, you can hear a coughing sound. When a germ spawns, you can hear a sort of squishing noise. So the thing we want to do, we want to take a look at is we have our health bar. So here I've already lost some health because I was touching those obstacles up there. And then in the bottom left, we have our score, which is currently 0, and our shopping list, which are all the items we need to pick up. But first, let's take a look at the settings. So we have a settings button, which allows you to mute the background music or the sound effects or everything. And we also have some parameters that change if you modify how much difficulty you want, so easy, medium, and hard. So let's go ahead and start playing the game. So here I'm at low health, so you notice that my player starts moving more slowly. So I picked up an orange, which was on my list, and you see that has turned green. Let me pick up this health item to restore some health. So you can see when I go walk over that, it starts restoring my health up to a point. And now my movement speed is back to normal. The thing to notice is that we can actually go to the checkout counter right now. So I have 30 points that I could potentially gain if I were to check out, which I will go ahead and do. So you can see that those 30 points have been added to my score now. But let's continue the game. So we pick up all the items on our list. So the next one is the banana. The next one is the pizza, which conveniently happen to be right next to each other, so that's great. Now we'll make our way to the checkout counter. And now that we have, you can see that all of those items have been refreshed, our points have been added to our total points, and the store shelves have been restocked. So we can also see what happens when we pick up an item that is not on our list. So for example, these grapes. You can see that I now have negative 10 points in my cart because I picked up an item that I should not have. And we see that a vaccine has spawned. Let's see if we can go pick it up. And we have. So now we see that the health bar is colored in this purplish pink color, indicating that if we walk over an enemy, we're not going to lose any health. So now let's take a look at what happens when you lose all your health. So let me walk into This customer over here is going to start decreasing my health, as you can see, and we get the game over screen. So the potential points we lost was 0 because we didn't have any in our card at the time, and our final score is 50.
Overall, the game we developed was a combination of what we originally envisioned and the feedback we received from our storyboard. The feedback provided a couple of key insights. We were able to incorporate a heads-up display panel that was separate from the game window, have some obstacles move, have a player gain points only when they visit checkout, have multiple different power-ups, and create a better indication of what items are being picked up, among other implementations. The biggest help in the process was that we created a list of necessary features and stretch features. Our strategy made it easier to integrate peer feedback into our plan. We considered all feedback in order to maximize the use of our time. At the end of the day, there weren't too many things that didn't go as planned. We didn't complete every stretch feature on our list, which is why they're stretch features. Also, we needed to leave out the player pushing a shopping cart. As a team, we decided our efforts could be better used in other places in the game. After finalizing the game, each team member was able to conduct a think aloud evaluation. We learned that although we provided enough information about how to play the game, users didn't spend time reading it. When users began playing the game, they were unsure how to start. Once users understood the game, there was confusion surrounding the medicine. This revealed to us that the vaccine was thrown into areas that weren't accessible to the user. In response to the feedback, we included visual instructions, which enables the user to learn the basic controls of the game at a glance. Expanding the throwing distance of the vaccine aimed to minimize the confusion surrounding it. Having to collaborate remotely has definitely been a challenge, but we were able to make it work, and we hope that this game can bring some humor and fun to players this winter.